So in this scenario, we are basically looking at active transport. So in this presentation, we are basically looking at active transport. We want to know what active transport is, what are the requirements for active transport, and what are the factors that actually influence active transport. Why is it very, very important? And we look at this scenario. So you have a child who is suffering from chronic diarrhea. This basically means that this child has been passing regular loose stool for an extended period of time. Okay, so they're having this diarrhea for some time now. So what happens with this diarrhea is that the child will definitely lose vital nutrients. Absorption of these nutrients will not basically happen. And also, this can be associated with loss of minerals. Okay, so the questions that we have is that describe how glucose is absorbed from the intestines into the bloodstream, and then explain the importance of active transport in nutrient absorption. Then suggest two effects of poor nutrient absorption on body function, and then explain how oral rehydration therapy uses the principles of transport to restore hydration. This question basically again crosses into different topics. The first topic is that yes, we are looking at active transport and its role in absorption of nutrients, that is transport. And then the other topic that comes in is an issue to do with water balance. Okay, water balance in this case, because if you have diarrhea, then one of the challenges you're going to have is that the child will be dehydrated. Okay, so how do you restore that hydration status? You give them ORS, what we term as oral rehydration therapy. This ORS can actually be made at home. Okay, this ORS can actually be made at home using what? You can use salt and also water. So that means that this is actually a salty solution. ORS is a salty solution. Okay. In here, we are terming it as oral rehydration therapy, but it's the same thing as oral rehydration salts, ORS. Okay. So in this case, we're terming it as ORT. The concept is that you have this salty solution that you have to give to this child such that they replace the ions that they are losing, but also it helps in making sure that you have water reabsorption. Okay, happening. Okay, so absorption of glucose in the small intestines happens through active transport, but also you can have issues to do with what we term as co-transport, and of course co-transport or secondary active transport. These are all forms of active transport. Okay, and we basically shall notice that actually glucose requires some transporters. We have what we term as glucose transporters. These are basically carrier proteins that are used in transporting glucose. So the importance of active transport is that it enables the absorption of nutrients, even if the nutrients are more in the blood compared to what you have in the intestines. So that means that it allows movement of nutrients from the intestines to the bloodstream, even against the concentration gradient. And that is where active transport becomes very important. Okay, so let's look into these concepts. So active transport requires energy in the form of ATP for particles or molecules or materials to be moved across different cells. Okay, so the key thing is that you will have